Well, hello there, football fans. It's the Xstream team on your screens. He's Nene, he's Bonga, I'm Kwabs. This is Football Xstream. Welcome everyone to another show. Bonga, welcome. Nene, welcome. Say hi to the fans.
Yeah.
Welcome to Football Xstream, everyone. Good to be with you. Let's get the show on the road.
Yes.
Yeah. Hello, football extremers. Feels good to be back. Today we're talking FA Cup final.
It's the FA Cup final. Definitely. So, FA Cup final, Saturday, 14th of May. It is Liverpool versus Chelsea. Liverpool and Chelsea this season contesting a second cup final after the League Cup final that Liverpool won earlier in the year. So now it is another final. It's Liverpool versus Chelsea again. Who's your money on, gentlemen? DJ, what's your prediction for this game?
Liverpool. Chelsea have lost. First, they lost the FA Cup final last season to Leicester City, and they lost the Carabao Cup final to Liverpool this season. I just don't see them beating this red hot Liverpool side. So sorry, Tuchel, but Klopp is going to get another one over you yet again.
Nene, what's your prediction for this game?
I have to agree with DJ. I think the way they lost the Carabao Cup final, it was a tough one. Literally, you could have flipped the coin; it could have gone either way. But if you look at both the teams since then, I mean, the gap is just so big, between the two teams. So I also have to go with DJ. But this one will just be done and dusted within 90 minutes. I don't even think it's going to go to extra time and penalties and whatnot. I think, Liverpool has it in the bag. And, they're still on course for the quadruple.
Yeah, well, let's see now. Because, we all know that football has surprises. We all saw in the Champions League semi-finals that Villarreal almost pulled a surprise out the bag for Liverpool. Everyone thought, okay, this is done. Liverpool is going to walk over this team. And then Villarreal pulled up the first half of their lives and almost shocked Liverpool and took them out of the Champions League. But now, this could still happen with Chelsea. Because first of all, in the beginning of the season, everyone was touting Chelsea as title contenders. And in the beginning of the season, that first 10 games or so, Chelsea looked the part. But then the wheels started to fall off and so forth. But they still made the final. They've still made two finals in this season and went to the quarterfinal of the Champions League and were one goal away from knocking Real Madrid out. So is it all done and dusted for Chelsea, or do you think that they could still possibly, or is there a chance that could still possibly spring a surprise? Maybe Liverpool gets tired from all these extra games, that kind of thing. DJ, what do you think in terms of Chelsea doing it for one game? Not, let's say, another 5-6 games left of the season. One game for your life, cup final, potentially getting something.
I don't see it happening. Chelsea are short on confidence. You saw the last Premier League game. The added time, they were leading, trying to hang on, and then Wolves just pegged them back, and it was 2-2. And you could see how dejected the squad was. Even Lukaku, he scored a brace, but he was standing. Once he saw the equalizer from Wolves, it was like, oh no, not again. What's happening with Chelsea? I just don't understand. Is it what's happening between the ownership issues is starting to impact on the team? I don't know, but they looked like a team that's short on confidence, and coming up against Liverpool, a Liverpool team, as Nene says, chasing a quadruple. Their chances are they have a slight chance, but I don't see it happening. Liverpool is on fire. I mean, even when they rotate the players, Liverpool still finds a way to win. So Chelsea, what happens if maybe Kepa is playing the final, and we know what happens whenever he plays in those finals. It just becomes a whole lot. It's a disaster and a huge talking point. So I don't know Chelsea really. Who's the one guy I can say in the Chelsea team? Okay, this guy can bring them back to life. Mason Mount, no. Kai Havertz, no. Christian Pulisic, no. Liverpool is better, it's hungrier than them all round. So I just don't see the Chelsea team winning that final. But I could be proven wrong.
Okay, all right. Nene, your side in terms of Chelsea's chances of pulling a surprise out the bag, and in terms of I'm saying that this is a cup final. Anything can happen. You make a cup final, it means you are good. And in all honesty, Chelsea is playing against the one of the only two teams who are currently better than them in the log. So again, it's a cup final. It'll be the last game of the season for them. All they need to do is just suck it up one game. And the last cup final was a draw. It went down on penalties, and it went down to 11. What was it, 10-10 or 11-10 or something like that? Before we found the winner, it was 11-10, meaning that the guys know how to take the penalties, and the game was a stalemate. So Chelsea could still spring a surprise there.
Look, they could bring a surprise, but I'm looking at it from a Liverpool perspective. When you guys were held to a 1-0 draw with Spurs, that was like a big blow for the league. And now it's just the Champions League and the FA Cup, and then hopefully the City slips up. So going into this game, Liverpool has nothing to lose. They're just going to go all out, and I don't think Chelsea will be able to contain, that. Maybe if you guys were in the driving seat for the league, Klopp might look at it and say, okay, you know what, whatever happens is fine. We're in the driving seat for the league, we're still in the Champions League final, we're still up for the treble. But now the league is like, it's up in the air, anything can happen. And I think he still wants to have a treble. So he's going to get his guys to go all out attack and worry about the consequences later. And Chelsea, I mean, they're not, when you attack them and you're all over them, they can't get out, they can't keep the ball. As the DJ said, when you look at the team, who are you honestly going to say, they're going to step up and, take the team forward, So because of that, I don't see it. Lukaku, he could have been that person, but it doesn't look like they fancy him much. Even the players, I don't think they take to him, or I don't think there's chemistry between him and the rest of the team. So I don't think he's gonna be there. I don't even think he might even. I don't even think he might start. He might come off the bench. So everything is stacked against Chelsea, and with the history that Liverpool is trying to write, I don't think they'll get another opportunity like this. So they have to grab it.
Okay. All right. So we hear that. So it looks like everyone is writing Chelsea off and putting them in the grave. But now, if you're Jurgen Klopp, Nene, if you are Jurgen Klopp now, and you are in the FA Cup final, and you've just played a league match on Tuesday, you've won by the skin of your teeth against Aston Villa, you come out one of your midfielders, Naby Keita, looks like he's going to be injured. From what it looks like, it's a groin injury. Fabinho got injured. Who you play now? Now Liverpool's looking weak now. Now Liverpool's looking vulnerable because of the 2 injuries in midfield. And now it's 4 days later. Now you're going to come play a cup final against a team like Chelsea, who would have played on the Wednesday, but against a Leeds team that's facing relegation. So we don't know how hard they would have played. But like, if you Jurgen Klopp, who's your front 3? Who's your middle 3? Because I think the back 4 is sorted. We all know back 4 is most likely going to be Robertson, Van Dijk, what's his name, Matip, and Trent and then Alisson in the back. But front 3, middle 3, who would you put there?
Okay, so I think Henderson will definitely play, and Thiago Silva. It's the third one that I'm not too sure who Klopp is going to play, but I think Henderson and
James
Milner. He's still there. Mr. Reliable. Mr. Man for all occasions.
Yeah, so I don't think it's that bad if he's got Thiago and he's got Henderson.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be it doesn't matter who he gets for the third one. As DJ said, it could be James Milner. He could even get one of the attacking players to play in there, maybe Jota, and have just Henderson and Thiago hold and put Jota in there. He could do anything, but I don't think that's a big. I mean, he could even get. Is this guy still injured, Gomez?
Gomez is playing. Gomez is back, but like
so
Gomez
could get.
Yeah,
he could get one of them between either Matip or Gomez in the midfield, and then put the other in the back. He could do anything.
Where's Oxlade-Chamberlain?
Yeah, Oxlade-Chamberlain is there. He's there. Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones, Takumi. Yeah, this is a final. So that's why I'd say, like, now they have issues because they've got 2 midfield players who just got injured. And to me, it seems that they won't play in the final because Fabinho limped off. He sat down on the field during the Liverpool-Aston Villa game. And Keita towards the end, even though he finished the game, Keita finished the game, but he was holding his groin. There was a time where he was sitting on the ground. So you got 2 midfielders injured, where in a position where you're not as gifted up front. You've got Henderson, who also is a bit fragile, doesn't play. So if you look at how Liverpool's midfield is constructed, Thiago doesn't play full games. Henderson doesn't play full games. The guy who plays full games is Fabinho, and now he's injured. And Keita, who comes in for these other 2 guys usually to make sure nobody plays a full game, is also looking like he's injured. Now you've got Curtis Jones or Harvey Elliott, who have played more football than Oxlade-Chamberlain, Takumi Minamino, and James Milner. Those 2 kids in Harvey Elliott and Curtis Jones have played more than Milner and Takumi and Oxlade-Chamberlain. So that could be a potential weakness for Liverpool. See, so that's where something, because if you've got Mason Mount coming up against a Curtis Jones, who do you think wins that game? Well, wins that battle? If Mason Mount or even Christian Pulisic or even, what's his name? Who's the guy, is it Moroccan? The guy who's like the right winger for Chelsea. What, Ziyech?
Hakim
Ziyech.
Yeah. If Ziyech is in the game and he's running around there, do you think Harvey Elliott can do something about Ziyech? Or even if
no, but I mean,
yeah,
no, but I beg to differ. This is a final, and Jordan Henderson. I mean, England international. Yes, he doesn't play as often, but I think he's good enough to play, and I think Thiago is good enough to play. So for Klopp, it's either he takes a defender, he sticks them in the midfield to protect the back 4, or he gets Jota in midfield and then he plays the front 3. Because either way,
Okay.
he's going to keep the ball for 80%, 70% ball possession. So
Yeah.
really, coming in them will probably be like 2 or 3 attacks the entire game. Which I'm sure they can handle. So I don't know
Okay.
if it's that much if they're playing Madrid, like the fight, then you got a problem. In Chelsea is not really, they're not they're not there, man. They're not on the floor. Yeah, Madrid, I think you'd have a problem here. But for now, I don't think you should worry, man.
Let's see. Yeah, speaking of Madrid and the Champions League final, now since the whole world is talking about the fact that Liverpool could win the quadruple, the Premier League they took a hit in the fact that Spurs took 2 points off them. DJ, how likely is a quadruple? Since now the two of you have written off Chelsea and made it a certain done deal that Liverpool's winning the final in the FA Cup, what's the possibility of the quadruple?
I don't see it. I think those 2 points dropped against us was it. Because Man City, although they are missing key defenders, they are just those are the only games that are left for them. The last 3 games of the Premier League, like the last 3 finals of the season. So Pep is not going to be sitting on his laurels and resting. He's going to know that any slip up, Liverpool can capitalize. So the worst scenario for them, I would say, would be a draw, at least in one of those 3. But anything less than that, done deal. But I don't see it anymore. Maybe if Liverpool were in a position where City is and they had the destiny in their own hands, then I would say it's more likely. But now, since Liverpool are the chasing team, it's going to take its toll, and they still got the finals to play as well. So, with all these injuries mounting, quadruple, maybe next season, but for this season, the Premier League, it's gone.
Okay. Nene, final comments? Quadruple chances?
Treble, definitely. I think revenge on Madrid will happen. But the quadruple is a bit of a tough one because even if City loses the next match, they still ahead on goal difference, and they probably will have to lose maybe one more match or draw another match. You guys win all the matches, but anything can happen. It's just that there's just like 3 games left. Maybe if there was like another 5, 6 games left, we could predict another City slip up. But now it's like 9 points away. So I don't foresee them. And also now, as DJ said, they're out of the Champions League. They didn't win. They didn't win any cups actually this year. And the form that they were in, if they walk away without the Premier League, it's a disaster of a season. Especially 100 million.
Morale-wise,
morale-wise,
it won't do them any good for the following season if they have to let the Premier League slip.
Yeah.
Because they have to just come back to haunt them and give Liverpool all the confidence to say, okay, we're doing it again. Should they win it this season? So,
morale-wise, they've just got Erling Haaland for 60 million, one of the youngest, hottest property. If they don't win the Premier League, they should be just like, there's the answer to the problem, the 60 million guy. He's going to come in and fix it for them. So let's see. But hey, it's Chelsea versus Liverpool, Saturday, the 14th of May, FA Cup final. Football Xstream will be there to cover everything, all the fallout from the final. We will also bring you other content. There's another video that we're going to be releasing on the Erling Haaland news transfer to Manchester City. Stay tuned for that. It's been Football Extreme. This is the Extreme team. Fans, thank you for tuning in. Please click that subscribe button. Nene, give them the details.
Yeah, hit that subscribe button. Like our video, share our videos. The season is coming to a conclusion, but there's still lots of football news coming your way. So stay tuned. We've also got the World Cup towards the end of the year. So yeah, there's a lot of content that's coming on Football Extreme. So yeah, smash that subscribe button.
Yeah. And DJ, let the fans know of our Instagram page.
Football_Extreme1. Follow us on the Instagram page, and we'll keep supplying you with all the goods on everything of Football Extreme.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, gentlemen. Fans, thank you for joining us. Until next time, it's the Extreme team signing out. Goodbye.
Hey, football fans. Thanks for watching Football Extreme on YouTube. Now, if you want to watch more content, don't forget to like, comment, and especially subscribe to see the show that brings you all things football, Football Extreme. We bring you Bong's Football Podcast with Bonga, Kicking It with Kwabs with yours truly, Kwabena, as well as the Nene Show by Mr. Nene himself. So, don't forget to comment, subscribe, and always catch the latest from Football Extreme.